Love, peace, and love. Welcome back, my Nagas. Welcome back. And we gonna continue on what the body is made of and what the body's all about. So I wanted to touch back briefly on this NASA stuff because I was like looking at some of my notes and I was like, I forgot to mention that, man. And before I came on, I was like, let me look up a couple things because I'm about to clown NASA because, like, when you see them on the news and whatnot, the International Space Station, they ain't never doing shit serious, man. Motherfuckers playing with water. Like, see how many Cheetos I can catch in my mouth. You know what I mean? Like, they be doing some goofy shit all the time, man. I don't never see a dude in a lab suit floating by just talking about, like, hey, I just came out the lab. Y'all want to come check it out? Nah, like, it's a clean room, but you can look from the outside. I ain't even seen that. If it's a clean room, the motherfucker ain't got no windows, no nothing. You can't see inside of it. Anyway, man, I ain't never seen, like, microscopes and whatnot. Little things you put on the slide or something like that. Yeah, like I said, like a clean room with like a bunch of dudes, people in lab suits and whatnot, working on projects or whatever. It's like whatever they work on, like they just got on regular clothes and stuff, man. It tripped me out, man. I was like, they ain't never serious. And I was looking through the photos. I was like, you get a bunch of photos like these, like they always smiling, look like they having a good ass time. Like they're not even working. Like we just like I said, eating snacks. You know what I'm saying? We just drinking drinks. You know what I'm saying? Like upside down, hanging out. They get the little bar to hold on to. I wonder what that bar is for because I keep seeing this bar repeating these pictures. Anyhow. I think it's just to hold on in case when the gravity kicks in and when y'all on that little plane and whatnot. Like, yeah. So they all don't fall on each other. Anyhow, I'm looking at the picture and I keep looking around and then I noticed this little bottle sitting right here. I was like, hold up. What is that? That looked like almost like a little bottle of sriracha. I'm over here in America. This is European Space Agency. I don't know what's in that bottle. So that's what that looked like, a little bottle of sriracha. Like y'all got it mounted there or something, man. It just ain't moving. Like whatever y'all get, and it's like tilted. It's like I don't know. Like is it just added into the photo or is it? Oh, y'all just got the bottle of sriracha just like floating around. Somebody gonna grab it and y'all gonna pick it up. Cause I was in here looking at the photos like some of this stuff I think it should be floating. You see what I'm saying? Like I would think it's just not gonna sit there unless it's like I don't know Velcro down or something. Maybe it's magnetic. Who knows, man? Like y'all out here taking these wild pictures, man. And you know, like I said about the experiments, I don't know if you don't really see nothing. I know they do them. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking at those photos too. And like this lady right here, like with the plants, like they in space, right? Ain't that? I swear I can see the soil down there, man. I don't know, man. I swear, don't it look like that soil right there or whatever? Like that's dirt. I don't know. It seemed like the dirt would float. The plants wouldn't stay in there like that. Like if you keep them in this container like overnight, like it's the dirt on top gonna sort of like float up, like you in space, right? That's why I would think that's gravity's the whole thing, keeping the dirt here down or whatnot. So they're in a spot where it ain't supposedly no gravity or whatever to keep anything down. That's why they always floating and they always chasing water and juice and stuff and Cheez-Its and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just always looking because myself, this shit fake to me, man. I'm just looking at it like, this shit look fugazi to the motherfucker. Look at this shit. Don't, no, no. You in space, dog. Everything in there perfect. It ain't moving around. It ain't floating. I was like, well, maybe they got it locked down or something. I can't really see in there, like. I don't know, maybe y'all can zoom in better. Maybe I'll zoom in later or something. Like zoom in, get the whole thing in there. Like it just looked like that dirt is in there, like with these plants, and it's just sitting there, like, ooh, what's good? Like we just chilling. and they got all these wires and things around, make it look real sophisticated. It's ISS, NASA, motherfucking NASA. I just be, this is my comedy time right now. When I be looking at these pictures, as soon as I pull them up, I just start laughing, man. I was like, something wrong. Like, y'all always just smiling. Y'all just taking group photos and shit, man, posing and shit, man. Like, what the hell is going on? But yeah, man. This dude over here messing with this thing. He got some plants over here. He messing with. Hold up, let me see real quick. See, I can blow this thing up. Oh shit! Oh, that's before you want to go, huh? Oh, stop there. Okay, let me back up just a little bit. Let me do something real quick. See if I can get this thing where I want it. That's about the best I'm gonna do right now. But you see that right there? It look like I can see dirt down in there. You see what I'm saying? Like that dirt should be floating up. You in space, right? This special dirt. The box is locked down. That dirt should be floating up. Them plants shouldn't stay in there firm and steady. Like, did you pack it down or something? Like, it's special dirt. Is it wet? Like, how the water? Oh man. That's a whole nother issue. You got to put the water in the dirt. Like, you got to make it go in there. Like, I guess it sort of absorbs you. Like, they showed the towel with the water, and, like, the water just sort of rolled off of it. Like, look, I question everything they do. It's food. Oh, no. That look fugazi is a motherfucker to me. I'm telling you. I swear that dirt's supposed to be floating up in there. You should have like a cap or something covering up that dirt so we can't see it unless you're trying to tell me it's clear. Like, oh, it is a clear cap. That's what is over on top. Like, that's just a little bit of dirt. That little bit of dirt should be floating the fuck up out of there as we speaking. Like, as he doing that, it should be floating out. Like, you would have to keep a lid on there to keep the dirt in, and like, hey, no. Once it float up, how you get it back in there? It's you in space. You see what I'm saying? You ever try to dig a hole and the dirt just want to float away? Or you try to fill a hole. Better yet, you ever try to fill a hole and the dirt don't want to go in the hole? Nah, that shit ain't never happened because you on Earth, right? What would you do? What would you do? That's just what you're showing me with this experiment right here. We don't put dirt in here and it's staying in there, even though like it look like it's holes right there where you can see the dirt. The dirt staying in there, the plants staying in there. They good, they growing. The roots and whatnot keep all the dirt in. That's what they gonna say. I'm pretty sure, man. That's what. Look, I'm pretty sure. I've been watching these. Look, they gonna tell you, man, and that don't make no sense. That dirt should float away. The plants should float the fuck away. Like, it looked like they got it locked down, got it screwed in and locked down. Oh, it's secure. What about this? And what you dropping on the plants? What you trying to put into the plants? You see what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to be injecting something. You got some needle or something in your hand. Like, are you breaking something off? You pruning them? Like, and he looks serious than a motherfucker. Like, oh, this is serious work. Boy, you see the concentration on his face right there. He's selling it. I'm gonna earn all my money. I'm gonna earn all my money. Yeah, we for real up here. Red Rocks, yay. Oh man, I can't help it, man. I gotta clown them joker for a little bit, man. They funny, man. They funny. They funny. They funny. They funny, man. Let me get off there, man. I just had to remember that. Oh man, I ain't never seen them doing no serious experiments, floating by with a suit on, talking about, yeah, I just came out the lab. We got some real serious stuff over there. We experimenting with these rocks and whatnot. Clean room, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't touch it. I can show you. I can look through the window. You know what I mean? I ain't never seen that. Oh, maybe I don't watch it enough though. But anyway, these folks crazy. Let's go ahead and jump on back onto the body. Onto the body. Now we was talking about how the body is made up of all the elements that occur here. Why is that important? That goes a lot to who you are, what you are. These things people talk about, your powers, your abilities, and whatnot. It's all in a metaphorical way to an extent. Yet these things are actually real. Think about it like this: all the stuff they dig out the ground is what they use to make up the Wi-Fi system, from the cables and wires and computer chips and lithium and everything else, cobalt, everything. See what I'm saying? So all that stuff is what makes up what we call our technological Wi-Fi system with the towers and all that other stuff, right? What I'm saying is all this stuff is already in you, already configured in a way for you to use, except we don't know who we are and what we are. A lot of the symbols and whatnot translate around the world. Even in history, a lot of things repeat around the world, and they looking like, oh, how could these people know about this? They take for instance the pyramids. Pyramids being built all around the world in all strange places. There's one supposedly in Antarctica, what they call Antarctica. One at the bottom of the ocean. Pyramids in a lot of places. North America, they've supposedly found pyramids, like an area that looks like that of the Sphinx, except this I want to say it's bigger, and it looks like it's instead of just the nose, slight damage, like it's got a lot more damage to it, like the head is gone and everything. You really only see the paws. Maybe I'll bring that up later. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all have seen these pictures. If you just Google Egypt and America, you'll see a lot of images. They've been hiding these for years. People at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. There's a civilization there, a tribe of people. They've been there supposedly for thousands of years. And when you go out to the Grand Canyon, you can actually take a little tour. I've talked to somebody who's taking this tour where you take this hike. I think it's a couple hours to get to this village to where some of these people are. From my understanding, these are only a few people that choose to interact with people up here. For the majority of them, they don't interact with us. They stay below in those tunnels down there in the bottom. That's my understanding. That's where that tribe dwells. That's why you don't see them. I've heard people talk before about this law where it changes when you're in the Grand Canyon. I've heard this for years too. Like there is apparently or supposedly there is no law down there, so like things are legal. Like it really is the wild, wild west. There's no police, there's no state troopers, there's no FBI is not gonna swoop in and go down there supposedly. I don't know. I've heard that for years. That could be true. This tribe, they supposedly live down there. They have electricity, and from time to time, they do come and trade with us via this outpost or whatever, or mix in with us. and you would supposedly you wouldn't know it was them. They might look a little different, but they're not gonna talk to you or anything. You're not gonna know it's them. They're gonna come do their business and they gonna go back, and you wouldn't even know. More than likely, you might think it was a bum on the street, or I don't know. You might even think it was a well-dressed person. I don't even know. These are some of the things I've heard over the years. So what I'm saying is, as far as what you are and who you are, we talked about how your body is this sleek machine, this great concept of technology. We think of it as like organic living flesh, like put here. Like even in the Bible, though, it tells you that man was made from the dirt. And that's what I'm saying. You're made from elements here. We would consider that dirt, from the rocks and dust up underneath and the things that are made of. That's what you are made of. That right there. So that's very important in the process of healing yourself. And let me say this and make this disclaimer right now. In no way is this medical advice. Go see a doctor. This is a philosophy on a different lifestyle of living. An alternative lifestyle of fueling the body. This is one reason why Dr. Sebi won his case back in the 80s. Because at the end of the day, there was two major things. First, he did not proclaim to be a doctor. The people called him a doctor because he had done such miraculous things and healed all these people. They called him a doctor. He pretty much accepted the name. He didn't go by that name. You understand? As far as I understand, he didn't really go by the name of Dr. Sebi, at least not in the beginning, not during this time. He was Sebi, at least he was not Dr. Sebi. People started calling him Dr. Sebi. He started looking at him as this great healer. That was part of what was in this case. How much of that is exactly true, I'm not sure. There's always two sides to a story. Now, the other thing about it was all the people he brought in for evidence for his case being healed of all these diseases. Now, mind you, these people had been going to the doctors for years. Most of them had had their illness for years, and a lot of them diagnosed with terminal cases and were well past the date given to them for their last days or whatever. They were all proclaimed to have some disease by their doctors, approved physicians by the government, and going to Dr. Sebi, going through his treatments, and going back to the doctors they originally went to and been more or less cured of their diseases. No traces could be found of diseases. I mean, and he cured a lot of things. Blindness, I think I went over it before, herpes, like just AIDS, cancer, so many things, man. And like, there's many ways to skin a cat. Remember growing up hearing that there's a million ways to skin a cat, 100 ways to skin a cat. It's more than one way to heal the body. You really have to have the understanding of what the body is and what the body needs. Put it like that. Excuse me. And one thing I want to talk about is what you take into your body. And that's important because your body has a basic function it's always performing. And that is your body is constantly trying to balance your pH levels. I think your body should be at like a 7.5 or 7.6. If you're at an 8, it's too high. If you're at a 7, it's too low. It's a delicate operation going on within the body. Now, with that being said, all the food you take in, you just go to the grocery store and read the labels, and you think because you can read the labels, really find out what these chemicals do that's on the back of these labels, because these chemicals are important to your body. When you start taking in chemicals to your body and your body is trying to balance your pH levels, now it has to adjust its chemical output. We call those chemicals enzymes and hormones. So these natural enzymes and hormones your body makes to adjust your pH levels, your body is going to start adjusting those according to what you are taking into your body. What does that mean exactly? It's the easiest example. I can explain it like this. Say you are a bodybuilder and you are taking a male bodybuilder and you are taking testosterone. You are taking steroids to gain muscle mass, get bigger, get stronger, whatever. Now, you are taking in this chemical, and in steroids, the number one ingredient, if I'm not mistaken, the number one ingredient is still testosterone. So you're taking in an abundance of testosterone into your body. So therefore, your body does not have to make as much testosterone. And as a matter of fact, you're taking in so much testosterone that your body has to offset this testosterone imbalance in your body. Now, you're taking the testosterone in to build your muscles to get stronger. And your body is trying to balance these pH levels. So what is your body going to do? It's going to start making more estrogen. Males and females make testosterone and estrogen. We make them at different levels according to our gender and our physical makeup, who we are. We both produce these chemicals. Now, this is part of your subconscious mind. Your body decides how much you should be making. You don't decide. According to what you've been taking in, this is where your subconscious mind takes over and says, okay, we got all this testosterone. We need to offset that with this estrogen so we can balance out this pH in the body. You don't think about that. You don't know nothing about that. You ain't worried about that. You just doing what you can do to look good and be strong. You know what I'm saying? That's all you worried about. So with this makeup of testosterone and estrogen is going into your body is producing more estrogen. Now comes the offset of your hormones, more chemicals in your body. Now comes in roid rage and other things, because your hormones are off balance. Those hormones being off balance offset the electrical field around you, which we call the torus field. We call it our aura. Once you have this offset, this imbalance of this electrical field, this electromagnetic field around you, just like everything else, because you are energy, you are eternal energy. This is why you can leave this place. So when you are the being that is you, that ball that I showed you before, the being that is you, when it is in a place of distress or uncomfort, it produces a physical reaction within the body. And vice versa, when you have this interference of your electrical energy due to these chemicals you're putting in, it results in a physical manifestation within the body. So you will end up with an emotional output. You are chemically off balance and electrically electric your electromagnetic your electromagnetic field is being interrupted by these same chemicals. If you've ever taken chemistry, you know that when you mix chemicals together, then there can be a reaction. That reaction is energy. You can call it heat or whatever. It's all energy. That's what the reaction is. And that's what's happening within the body. You're getting these reactions based on these chemicals. So now you have way too much testosterone, you have way too much estrogen, and it's an imbalance with the other chemicals in your body. And this is the process. This is what happens, and your body is trying to correct it. So all these times when you feel in certain ways, your body is always trying to talk to you. It's always trying to let you know what you need, what it wants. It's trying to make sure it maintains homeostasis. Your body's trying to make sure it maintains homeostasis. What is homeostasis? Homeostasis is this right here. It's this right here. This medical symbol. This is what it's trying to maintain. And like I said before, we are now under this different type of energy. Just got us capped off. So consider this like the misleading of the whole thing. Yes, you are trying to maintain homeostasis, except we're going to do it our way. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to give you the medicine, and we're going to tell you you need to eat this and you need to eat that. And we're going to talk about it this way on just a physical level here. And we're not going to talk about the other side. We're not going to talk about this other part of what's going on. We're not going to talk about this ball of light in your brain. And this in this big computer we call a brain, this mind, this consciousness, this spirit. This is what you are. The two work together. The mind and the body work together. And this right here, the brain is the physical. The mind is the energy. It's the light. It's the spiritual. You see what I'm saying? It's the part that in this alternate world around us, it's the part that can be seen, your spirit. So these other entities around us in this other world, this is what they see. They see your energy. This is what they're looking for. And you have to be, man, like being in the right setting for them with your energy is like putting seasoning on the chicken. You know, it's like the hot sauce on the collard greens. It's that flavor, like like it'll take it the way it is. It's all right. When you put that other stuff, oh man, now you talking. You see what I'm saying? Now you talking. That's what all these emotions they give us and put us in are for. And yeah, I didn't mean to go there yet, but there's a whole nother side around us, and this energy that we create, that we're building, this Taurus field, what I showed you before, this is what they feeding off of. Everybody knows, they're feeding on your energy. We've been saying that for years. We know about the physical side. We're going to work and whatnot. We know about all of that. This is the spiritual side, the energy that they're feeding off of. And we're going to get into how they feeding off of that too here shortly. This body thing, though, this is important. We got to jump back to this. because understanding who you are and what you are is real key to getting up out of this place. To understanding your part in this place. Really like sort of redundant, but like understanding who you are, because being yourself, like I said before, because if you're not yourself, then you're gonna be somebody else. Somebody else could be you. Definitely, if you're not yourself, you're gonna be somebody else. Now, back to Dr. Sabi and this whole electric cell food that he does. Like I said, I've been looking at this for a while, and these elements, and I'm starting to really piece this thing together and understand what that whole process is about. Because with the way they do things here, they want to keep us in this lower self, in this root chakra, in this sacral chakra. Um, you need all your chakras. The goal is to align them all and they all work together for you, and not to be controlled by any one of them. If that makes sense. You the chakras are you, and you want to control the chakras and not the chakras controlling you. You need the root chakra just like you need the sacral chakra, just like you need the throat chakra, just like you need the third eye and the crown chakra, just like you need the heart chakra. It's right there in the middle. This is where we are as far as this place goes. When we're speaking about Earth, we're in the middle. Except if many of you have already known and heard about, we've been invaded. And these invaders want to keep us in this lower realm. They don't want us to rise up and awaken the third eye. This is why they put out this stuff now talking about they destroying wokeness and equating being woke to just being black and the whole nine. This it's always divide and conquer. It's always a separation there. So we don't know really who we are. If you can keep us divided and thinking part of us are aliens and the other part of us are some type of rabid monster that they got created here, which is, and we ain't gonna go into that, but like if you can keep people going on in that direction and on the mindset that one group is always better than another, then we can all be divided that way. If we understand that we are all here as one, yet there is an invader amongst us, it's a different story. You see what I'm saying? Except we won't get to that part until we come together. This is why they got to use the divide and conquer. You see what I'm saying? That's why they always have to keep us separated, keep us fighting with the sports teams and everything else, so we don't ever reach our higher selves. We stay down here in that brute energy, that violent and sexual energy. We stay there at all times. The basic necessities. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we, for the most part, get, the basic necessities. And so they have gained that, was this root chakra, basic trust. You see what I'm saying? They've gained our basic trust so much that we go out and will believe in the voting system even though we see all the things that go on. And I'm going to be redundant, like with Flint in the water. And now it's everybody's water. I can't even say just Flint no more. It's everybody's water now. But we'll see that. And we'll still keep going on with it. going along with the program, going along with what they're doing. We don't really care too much. Long as we getting our money, we doing what we need to do. Our peoples is we can look. We got the image and everything else. We got the social status, so all the other stuff, it don't matter. You should have did it like me. You see what I'm saying? You should have did it like me. Instead of being like you should have did it like me. People tell you that. They tell you all the time, I'm trying to tell you what's good. You're supposed to do it like this. Be yourself, man. Like, and this is what, see, they are right though, because there is a basic program already built in that if you follow these steps, blah, 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 A, B, C, and D, and you keep going, you're supposed to end up here. And when people don't end up there, it's like, oh, you did something wrong. You know what I mean? And when people go through all the steps and they end up there, they say, see, that's all you had to do. It's a lot of people, and it goes both ways, and there's a lot of people like that. The thing about it is that there are people this system is designed for people to fall through it. And what I mean is, if you've ever read the Willie Lynch letter, I suggest you read it. White or black, read the Willie Lynch letter. It describes how this slave owner kept control of his slaves, and how he proposed that the people of the colonies also do it. And you read that letter, read in depth about his practices, the whole divide and conquer. It's deep up in there, and like he goes even deeper than what I'm explaining. White, not just white and black, old and young, rich and poor, status symbols, everything. And then look at our society today and see what's going on. Like, our society is all status symbols, keeping up with the Joneses. If you ain't got the new iPhone, you ain't hitting on nothing. You ain't got the new phone, you ain't got the new gaming system, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. That's the way it's built. And meanwhile, the people in charge, they pump that. So us being us, especially when you have children and whatnot, you're more focused on making sure your children don't fall victim to any of that. So you spend a lot of time not doing the things you want to do, doing things you need to do for things to run in this system the way you think they should run. While there's a whole nother system being placed against you to run an entirely different way. And this is the whole donkey and the carrot. You keep the carrot out in front of the donkey keeps following the carrot. If they ever stop following the carrot, you give them the whip. You give them the stick. That's the saying, the carrot or the stick. Just keep following the carrot, you'll be all right. You ain't going to get nowhere. You're never going to get that carrot, except you won't get the stick. That's where they got us at. So we'll stay in this lower chakra area just as long as we living good. We won't worry about this other part. When you start worrying about this other part, people going to look at you funny. You're going to start asking questions people don't want to know the answers to. They don't think it's important. Yet, understanding who you are, where you are, and what you are is important. And in order to do that, you have to observe the world around you and be aware of it. Interact with it. Understand it. Learn from it, grow from it. Everything you do here is a learning experience, and that's part of what we are, what we're here to do, is to learn and grow. Because in the end, we're all just this. This body is not real. This world is not real the way we think it is. And I keep saying that. Let me go into why I say that. Now, science tells us that we are matter. We're made up of matter. That's what everything is. Well, what is matter? Matter are atoms, the electrons, neutrons, and protons. That's what makes up matter. That's the basic building blocks of matter. You have these electrons, neutrons, and protons, and they're all gathered in this type of configuration. You see, you got the protons and the neutrons here, and the electrons rotate around it. They orbit this thing, making this thing right here. And really, man, like, see, all this is fugazi because this is all based on calculations and equations. That's why all this stuff is animation. Go look through it yourself. This is all animation. If you looking though, what you seeing though, when they show you this configuration, they're showing you the 6-pointed star. They're showing you the star Rembrandt. You see it? The 6-pointed star is right there in front of you. That's what they're showing you. They're giving it to you as in molecules and all this other stuff. 666 being the mark of the beast. That's you, because the carbon is 666. You the beast. Yeah, we the thing they scared of. They want you to be scared of your damn self. They want you to think your body playing tricks on your eyes. Play tricks on you. You ain't seeing what you seeing, except everybody seen that rainbow. But your eyes playing tricks on. They want you to think your body fooling yourself. So when you catch them in their lies, you'll think, oh man, these people know better than me because my body be tricking me. Your eyes is playing tricks on you. Oh man, ain't nobody trying to trick you but them. Your body was built for you. Your body ain't trying to trick you. Your body trying to help you and show you the right way. But we too busy looking in the books and listening to what they said instead of listening to what your body telling you. You can go outside and look and see the skies change, but we don't want to do that because the experts wrote some stuff down in the book. We rather look at that book than look at the world around us. So when they show us animation like this, we don't even question it. We be like, oh, that's real. This is all animation. This is all calculations and equations. This is what we think it looked like. So they show it to you. You be like, that's what it is. These jokers smart. They ain't never seen this. These protons, neutrons, electrons, they too fast. They too small for anybody to see. You can't see them under the microscope. They ain't built one for it. Matter of fact, see, this is what they doing out in CERN. That's why this sort of stuff all ties all in together, because at CERN they are supposedly accelerating these particles, these neutrons, protons, and electrons. They're accelerating these particles in this big tunnel, right? And so the protons, they're all going and doing their thing, accelerating through this tunnel, and from time to time, all three of them coincide together, and they all clash at the same point. At this point, they can detect a reaction. Now, apparently, this reaction does happen repeatedly. How often, I couldn't tell you. They've done it, according to them. This is what they say. They've detected the reaction of this. And I don't want to get too far on CERN because that's a whole nother thing. But this is what they're doing at CERN. They're messing with these particles, these smallest building blocks of life that they talk about. Now, all these particles, and once again, we'll just go through here. This is all CGI. You won't see no real pictures of it. You won't see anything through a microscope. You're going to see a bunch of artist renditions and recreations, what it could look like, what it's supposed to look like. They got all types of configuration. You can look at that one right there. What the first ever X-ray of a single. Does that even look fucking real to you? They'll tell you that shit. It's an X-ray. Like through an X-ray machine or something, like, oh, this, we see the atoms now. Okay. But they'll show you stuff like this all day. All fucking day, but they ain't gonna show you no real pictures. They gonna give you this shit right here, just like they did with the Earth, and tell you that's a real picture. This is what it looked like. And if you ever dig into it, oh, it's the calculations and equations. We figured it out because based on the math, it should look like this and it should taste like that and it should smell like this and, yeah, feel like that. Yeah, based on the math. We ain't never seen it. We ain't never touched it. All right, moving on. And then you go right over to the molecules. See, the atoms are all put together. You got the hydrogen atom, and over here 2 hydrogen atoms put together with an oxygen atom, and you make H2O. That's how it works. That's how. Now this is a molecule. You took the 2 atoms, and see, they got to form these bonds. They got to stick together. So when you can get these atoms to stick together, you get these bonds called molecules. Now, in between the space of all these molecules, is space. Just like you have right here. This is what they're telling you. This is what they're showing you in their configurations. All these little things, they're molecules. And this is the bond between them, keeping them together, except there is all this space still in here, right? Now, with density, the more dense something is, the less space you have in between these bonds. These bonds become shorter, less space. The less dense something is, there is more space. So this is a water molecule. I want to say this is a water molecule. I want to say this is what they're trying to make it be. I'm seeing all water molecules. They're doing it in the water form. I'm assuming, because this will be your hydrogen and your oxygen. So I'm assuming that's what that is. So if this is water, and we know how dense water is, you can stick your hand in water. What would a piece of steel look like? What would the distance be like? It should be shorter, right? Less space, according to what science says, right? Science also says between all these molecules, no matter how dense something is, there is space. There is always space. And this is where we start talking about the negative space. So, like, this is what Terrence Howard was talking about. When you have all these molecules, see how to make them into little balls. See, there's a science to what they're doing, except they're doing it to give you this lie right here that they're showing you. See, this is all based on sacred geometry, and I'm starting to see this thing more and more now. It's based on all these ancient shapes, and they're giving it. This is how they can create these cartoon figurations. See, they're breaking it up and giving it to you in pieces, because really what this is, this 2 bonds here with the oxygen, that's nothing but a triangle. They broken it up and given to you in pieces. And that's, well, look at the different shapes here. And it's really, all of it to me looks like the tetragram just broken up into different pieces, given to you in a different way. And I'm gonna go to the tetragram in a second, but let's look at this real quick. So if you got less space between the bonds, these bonds become shorter, except there was always space there. And like, now you're talking about, now imagine this ball going all the way to this ball to the point where they're touching, almost touching, like just barely, like they would look from the naked eye, appear to be touching. And this ball doing the same thing. Now what you have is this negative space in between the 3 balls. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you have these 3 balls all pressed together, they're not going to all touch completely. They're not going to all smush up. Like, even if they did, like, you still have them little cracks of negative space that's still in there. There's those little gaps. And this, if you ever watched the thing with Terrence Howard talking about free energy and the flower of life and the little configuration that he made, and I'm gonna plug her channel too. I want to say it's Unwind with Tasha K. She did a video with Terrence Howard a few years ago, right after he retired and quit Empire and whatnot. All that was done. He started talking this science stuff. He started bringing, it's different math and free energy, and that's why he over there talking about the hydrogen powered vehicles and all this other stuff. All of a sudden, like, yeah, this is what he doing now. You see what I'm saying? Like, and these people know this science already, except they just can't give it to you. They're not gonna just give it to you and let it be free. They want to control it. So that you're going to see pockets. The science got to be made real, just like the aliens had to be made real. So they're going to give it to you in bits and pieces to make it real a little at a time, little pockets here and there. Back to these molecules. So now, like, You got them all together, pushed together, and there's still this space in between them, according to science. Now, this is where I switch a little bit, and we're going to talk about this character called the Flash. One of my favorite characters growing up, watching the Super Friends and whatnot. The Flash got this special ability, super fast and quick, right? And with that, he can use that ability to vibrate his molecules a certain way at a certain frequency to where he is able to phase in and out through solid matter, because all matter has this space in between it. Science says this. So his ability is based off of a scientific property, yet most people are not able to do this. You understand? But that's why he's a superhero, because the average person cannot vibrate their molecules in that way. We're not in tune with our bodies that way. You see what I'm saying? We don't know ourselves well enough to understand how to do that. The Flash has got this ability where he is in tune with himself to feel certain things, certain energies, and he understands when he's got the quickness and the flash and whatnot, and when he doesn't. That's what you saw in the new Flash movie. You understand? He's feeling his own energy now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's had it all this time. Like, he feels when he don't have it now. It's weird to him. Like, yeah, you got to learn it all over again. Anyway, the Flash has this ability to phase through the walls. And what I'm saying is, if solid matter, the Flash being of solid matter and the wall being of solid matter, if that is possible, and this is another one of the theories science has, and they tell us this is this theory because there is space in between the molecules. And once again, these molecules, all CGI. You've never seen anything. You're not going to find any real pictures of any molecules anywhere. You're going to find a bunch of CGI cartoons of what this stuff is. It's like they tell you the truth that this shit's real, not really real, yet it is real. Because your mind makes it real. Now back to what I was saying about the Flash. If he can phase through the walls of solid matter, and science says this is a possibility if you can vibrate your molecule, if you can move your molecules around. They actually run experiments on this. I would have to look at, and I haven't looked into those in a while, but like they do run some type of experiments like this. I don't think actually moving through solid objects. I remember at one point that was a goal they were working on. I don't know where they are with that. But yeah, the sound and vibration are very important. If you want, Nikola Tesla said this, if you want to figure out the keys to the universe, the secrets to the universe, excuse me if I'm butchering his quote, think of the universe in terms of frequency and vibration. Because everything here is sound and vibration. Everything. And when you understand it in that form, and you take a look at these molecules, why shouldn't you be able to pass through them if you could expand your molecules and then vibrate them a certain way to where you could easily pass through these spaces? I'm talking about the smallest of matter. You can't see it. This is smaller than a nanobot. Nanobots are made up of what they call matter. You understand what I'm saying? They're not these atoms and protons, neutrons, electrons. They way smaller than that. You can't even see them. That's why you got all these CGI pictures. This is all based on theory, math, calculations, and equations. You never seen atoms before, ever. Never, ever, ever, ever. Can't find no pictures of no real atoms. Excuse me, molecules. Atoms need them. So you get a lot of this. So this is where the simulation theory came in for me at, because if that is true and there is this space in between us, then we can really do this. Then that means we are not really here. We are not really what you call solid matter. And what makes us solid matter and the things around us solid matter is your mind. You make it real. You make all this world real. and I've heard this for years, you create the world around you. So it's the way you think about things. Now, they flipped the game on us and they told us, oh, whatever you believe is the truth. It's not. That is not the truth. It's what you believe. And what you believe can be the truth in this world for you. It don't make it the truth here. It just makes you another person that is willing to stick their head in the sand and ignore the actual truth and pretend to live in a fantasy world where you don't see what's really going on. And then more than that, it doesn't matter to you because it doesn't exist in your world. It doesn't affect me in my world. That's why Flint water stayed fucked up, and that's why everybody water fucked up right now. Because when it happened, didn't nobody care. It didn't exist in their world. It didn't matter to them. So now everybody water fucked up. So we all in the same boat now. You see what I'm saying? The Flint's water got fixed just good enough to be as undrinkable as our water. Oh, man. Like, at least it ain't brown no more. So that's good enough, right? Y'all all even now, right? Because we ain't care when Flint water was fucked up. Did nobody say when we was voting, y'all gonna fix Flint water? Who gonna be first one to fix Flint water? That's the one I'm voting for. See what I'm saying? That's us. So even though I was seeing this and seeing like, yes, we not here, I did not want to believe in or think that the simulation theory was true. Like, damn, like you really in the video game. Except on the other hand, when I finally realize it and embrace it, oh, it's different. Oh, this place different. Everything is different. Even your dreams are different. Shh. I had this crazy dream the other night. Like, I don't even know what was happening, but somehow I ended up skydiving. And I know what I'm supposed to pull on the thing and everything, right? And I'm ready. We jump out. And for some reason, I cannot pull the pin I'm supposed to pull out. I'm like struggling. I'm pulling the wrong thing or whatever, and I keep falling. I'm like, oh no, I'm falling. Like I'm about to hit the ground. Like, hold up, wake up. I was like, hold up, wake up. Like, oh, you dreaming? Ain't no need to wake up, man. You got here. You gonna be just fine. What you gonna wake up for? Like, let's see what happens. And right before I hit the ground, it's like everything stopped and slowed down, and like I just landed. Like I was fine. Like the weirdest feeling ever. I was like, nah, I ain't even hit the ground, man. I just sort of stepped down. It's like I got close to the ground and it stopped, boop, just sort of stepped down. I've never had one of those dreams like that before. Usually in those dreams, when I'm falling, you realize you falling, and you just want to get out of there, and you wake the fuck up. First time I didn't wake up, I stayed in it. And I just landed. That shit was wild. That shit was wild. I was like, ooh-wee, something new. That's the waking up experience when you start understanding, like, it's exciting, man. It's amazing. You really want more people to be on it. Like, you want more people to be out there like, y'all don't see that shit. Like, y'all can clown and laugh together. But, man, most people ain't up on that shit. So you out here. And when I was doing it, I didn't know what I was doing. Out here trying to pick and find people that understood what I was talking about. Because you out here floating around, finally trying to figure out who you are and what you are, and, like, realizing these other people ain't themselves. These other people are something else. And that's when you start, that's when the Agent Smith thing really became apparent. We'll get into that. And for a brief little thing, like Agent Smith is all the training and conditioning you went through during school. And when approached or faced with the right topics or subjects, that training and conditioning pops out. It's like an automated response, like boom, here I am. Just like in the movie, like when they realized like it was Neo or one of the people that was like they had woken up back in the Matrix, and then an average person just turned into Agent Smith. That's what Agent Smith is. The average person just turning, they'll start repeating the stuff they got taught in school or repeating what the government says. Like, they said this, they said that, and I believe it. And it don't matter what you say to them, and they'll be ready to fight you over this stuff. And the crazy part is, they don't know it for a fact. It's what they've been told all this time, and they believe. And they believe it so much that when you say something against it, it feels like a personal attack. So they feel personally attacked by you. So in response, they attack you. And then you're always gonna be the bad guy because they're gonna say you attacking me, but you're not even attacking them. You're trying to get them to think. You're just bringing up things and you're trying to get them to think, and they're gonna feel like you attacking them, like you really like hurting them or something, like you doing something real terrible to them. That's how deep the programming is. That's how deep it is, man. That's why some things you talk to people and they automatically go to level 10 on you quick. Quick. You ever been out with somebody and y'all sitting there having drinks and all of a sudden you say something, they say something about anything, man, and then you disagree in the slightest. Well, nah, that car ain't that bad. Those people ain't that bad. I ain't never had no bad issue. Oh, I can't believe they just jumped to level 10 on you about it. Man, I can't. You must not know what that car is. I done had one of them. I done drove it. Man, look. They ain't even trying to hear what you say. See, their thought and belief is so much into that. They don't want to hear nothing else. They're not even open-minded to any other ideas other than the ones they already have. And that is the difference between an open mind and a closed mind. And it's that simple. People run around and be like, I'm open-minded, except you just don't want to hear a whole bunch of stuff. I don't want to talk about that. I'll leave that alone. No. You open to an extent. You might be more open than most people, more open than the average. I say that. Like open-minded though, like no. When you really open-minded, it's a couple things you already know. And that's one, impossible don't exist and can't don't exist. Them just words out here in the construct to keep you locked inside that box. There's no such thing as impossible. There's no such thing as can't. You can do anything you want to do if you want to do it. And thus far through your life, that's what you've done. It's been that other part in your head telling them, nah, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. Whenever you really want to do something, you don't even have no second guess to it. You just do it. It start turning out bad. You don't even see it as turning out bad. You just like, oh, man, I get it right next time. I do it better next time. Shh, I'm going to get them tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? It's a whole different story. These people that's doing this shit here, we be like, oh, man, they ain't got no technology for that. They can't do that yet. They don't think like that. Trust me, they're ahead of us in technology by 50 to 200 years at least. And if they don't have the technology, if it ain't out there yet, they say to themselves, well, how can we do it? They don't sit there and go, it's impossible. We can't do it no more. That's what we do. They be like, because first of all, see, they know we eternal and that they eternal. They eternal because they cheating death. This is what the CERN machine, the quantum computer, all that, saving your consciousness, the downloading to another body, the cloning, all that, the sleeves, everything. You got all this money. Do you understand how much money some of these folk got? They ain't got enough lifetime here to spend it all, to use it all, to keep working on their plans, to build it up bigger. They don't want to leave. They don't want to leave this place. They want to be king right here. What's the old saying? Better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. That's all they doing. They being the king down here. They reigning. They being God. They in control. because we don't know who we are. We think all this stuff is real, and we don't understand that we not even really we are these light beings that come and go as we please, except we don't know who we are. They confuse us with all these molecules and matter and atom and all this other stuff, some stuff you can't see, some stuff you ain't got nothing but some CGI images of. That's it. Instead of you understanding who you are and feeling your own energy around them. And I'm not sure how long we've gone. I think about an hour. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, because the next time we're going to start talking about the energy that makes up what you are and what that energy is and how it affects you around this place, them stealing your energy and everything. We're going to talk about that, man, because that's big right there. That's big. We all trapped up in this energy web, and to this trap, being slaves and them draining our power, and we don't really understand why it is or how it is they're draining our power like this. And I just want to add my little 2 cents to it, and we're going to do that next time. As for right now, though, as always, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you Nagas next time. Peace and love. Peace.